So another person anonymously said, it just shows how many people have been collateral this past year for executives to make out rich. Nothing feels great, and we know when the deal closes, it's going to get worse.
Bruh.
I don't understand why there's an ad playing music on this article right now. Don't piss me off. What up, you guys? It's your girl Tiana, and I'm back again with another video. And today we have some crazy updates, something that just hit my line, something that I saw yesterday that I was honestly like extremely flabbergasted about. EA, and of course The Sims is included in that, sold their business for fucking $55 billion. The Sims got sold for $55 billion. What's so crazy to me about this is that the game and EA, everything included, got sold to the president of fucking Saudi Arabia, who happens to be Donald Trump's son-in-law. So now things are just getting a little weird with everything that's going on in the environment and the climate. It seems like Trump wants to just take over everything and take over the world, which is what he said, but I guess nobody really believed it. The fact that this is like now hitting close to home, The Sims, is a little crazy. R.I.P. to The Sims, because it's not going to be the same. We're going to dive into that, and I'm going to fill you in on some updates because this whole thing is just crazy. So it says Electronic Arts and The Sims franchise have been officially sold to Saudi Arabia's PIF fund, Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, and Silver Lake. So I'm just like, what is going on? I'm so confused about this whole thing. And you know what? It made sense because after this recent update in August, everything was weird. Everything felt weird. Everything looked weird. The game was fucking up my shit more than usual. And like, usually I have a good handle on my mods in the game. This time it was like extremely hard, but whatever. So they even break it down in talking about money and talking about like what they agreed to in the contract. So it says that the consortium will acquire 100% of EA, with PIF rolling over its existing 9.9% stake in the company. EA stockholders will receive $210 per share in cash. The per share purchase price represents a 25% premium to EA's unaffected share price of $168.32 at market close on September 25th, 2025, the last fully unaffected trading day, and a premium to EA's unaffected all-time high of $179 at market close on August 14, 2025. It says, it continues to say, PIP, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners bring deep sector experience, committed capital, and global portfolios with networks across gaming, entertainment, and sports that offer unique possibilities for EA to blend physical and digital experiences, enhance fan engagement, and create new growth opportunities. The transaction represents the largest all-cash sponsored take private investment in history, with the consortium partnering closely with EA to enable the company to move faster and unlock new opportunities on a global stage. There's a quote that says, our creative and passionate teams at EA have delivered extraordinary experiences for hundreds of millions of fans, built some of the world's most iconic IP, and created significant value for our business. This moment is a powerful recognition of the remarkable work, said Andrew Wilson, chairman and CEO of Electronic Arts. He continues to say, looking ahead, we will continue to push the boundaries of entertainment, sports, and technology, unlocking new opportunities. Together, our partners, we will create transformative experiences to inspire generations to come. I am more energized than ever about the future we're building. After going through all of the technicalities and all of the shit and reading a little bit of that press release, my thing is, this is unbelievable. Honestly, R.I.P. to The Sims. From the year 2000 to 2025, R.I.P. to The Sims. This is a crazy situation that's happening. And they also added that they want to incorporate AI into this as well, which to me is honestly so crazy. So the new owners are betting into AI. I'm not surprised that they're doing this because what I just read in the article, it seems like they want to merge that physical experience with digital experience. So I'm not sure what their plans are in regard to incorporating AI. I don't know if it's going to be like an AI assistant built into the game or if it's going to be even more expansive in terms of real world shit. I'm not sure what to expect, but this whole thing, I'm not gonna lie, with the AI part, I'm a little conflicted because part of me can see how maybe I can, you know, go into this with a fresh mindset and see how I can utilize this, but also like use it to my advantage and have fun at the same time. But then another part of me is like, this is a little creepy. Like, what are you planning to do when it comes to AI and the game? Like, what new heights are we going to see for The Sims? Because this is a little outrageous. So EA's new owners are betting into AI for cutting operating costs. Of course they are, and boosting profit, including paying off the $20 billion debt that EA has. And that's one thing that I forgot to mention. This whole thing came about because EA was in debt. EA, you know, EA Sports, The Sims, those two are their biggest like factors in the entire company. EA Sports being number one, Sims being number two. I'm sure for them, they felt like it was a great move business-wise and financial-wise because they were in debt, which I can understand that. But, you know, a lot of people aren't happy about this. I, for one, I'm not going to lie, I'm not really happy about this because there's been a lot of custom content and modders have done a lot more for this game than the developers at this point. Like, yes, the developers created a great fucking game from 2000 to now, R.I.P. But like, I feel like custom content creators and modders have really changed the game and how people see the game. And I'm not gonna lie, it's added way more virality to the game. And I'm just wondering, with this happening, with them buying EA, right? What are they going to do? What's going to happen to modders? What's going to happen to people that make custom content? Are they going to want to get a profit of that now? Are they going to like, cause this just feels like this is all money, right? This is all money. So now I'm just like, okay, with these fucking business people, these investors, these big, you know, stakeholders, whatever the fuck it is, what is going to happen when it comes to modders? What is going to happen when it comes to custom content creators? What is going to happen when they incorporate AI? Because a lot of shit is going to change. A lot of the coding, a lot of the stuff is going to change. So these modders are going to have to learn new things. They're going to have to learn a new code probably all over again just to stay up to date with the game. And now, are creators going to want to do that? Are modders going to want to do that? Are they going to even want to be a part of the experience anymore? Is it going to be the same? So like, I'm just having all these questions, like what is going to happen in this game? So I want to read a couple of comments from people that commented on this. And someone said, I'm actually so upset. This sucks. Time to look for a new Sims game replacement. Someone else said, seeing my childhood game that's been passed down and family become uninclusive, greedy AI slop is breaking my heart. R.I.P. The Sims, I will not be playing it anymore. Oh my God. So a lot of people are not happy about this. You know, and someone else actually wrote another comment and said, you know, now that I've calmed down, I too am a victim of the 2025 The Sims being sold crash out, LOL. But I read this in a group which did bring my crash out to a soft landing. So here are some tips that this person shared in this group. And they said, what's really happening with EA and The Sims, right? Number one, not the end of The Sims. The community is overreacting. Nothing is being deleted. Two, diversity stays, which I find a little hard to believe, but let's see how that goes. Number two, diversity stays. LGBTQ plus and diverse representation won't be erased. At worst, certain departments may be weakened, not wiped out. That tells me that it's gonna be weakened. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like if Jerry left Ben and Jerry's, you know something big is happening. You know Trump and his administration, I don't know what's going on, but they're clearly threatening companies to push their own agenda. This is happening behind the scenes. They're trying to take over everything. They're trying to take over the world. We don't even know. And the fact that this guy that they sold it to is Trump's son-in-law, he's obviously involved. What is going on behind the scenes? They're gonna say whatever sounds PR friendly, because that's just how business works. So I don't really know how real that is, but we'll see. All right, number three, Maxis still controls the game. The Sims team keeps their creative rights. Investors can influence, but they do not run development. This just sounds like a friendly PR shit to me, because let's be real. Let's be fucking real. The people with the money, they're gonna tell the game developers what to do. the game developers are not going to have that much control. They're just going to give the illusion that the game devs have control. They're not going to have that much control. Okay, on to the next one. Number 4, the CEO isn't leaving. He has emphasized The Sims is built on diversity and leadership is still in place. Okay. Number 5, investors want EA Sports. That's EA's biggest product. The Sims is second. The main goal is to handle EA's debt, not change gameplay. Number 6, this takes effect in 2027. Nothing is happening right now. This isn't immediate, right? Which is what we read in the press release. After that, it says industry-wide issues. Other companies like Microsoft are rumored to be moving in the same direction. And then the last one says, bottom line, The Sims isn't being erased. Representation stays. Maxis still has creative control. Investors are just shareholders, not game developers. I mean, I guess. I mean, with that information, I mean, that's cute. That's cute. But we all know that when money's involved, a lot of the times that changes things. That changes how things work. That changes a lot. Like, even though they're not game developers, that doesn't, because they have as much power and money to influence, who knows? Who knows what will change after that, especially with everything that is going on right now in today's climate, which I'm not even going to get too much into. It's just a lot going on with, you know, who's in office, his team, his administration, just a lot of things that I just feel like they're bullying people behind the scenes, and I'm not going to get into that any deeper. But I'm not sure how to feel about this. Part of me feels like the whole integration of AI could be cool, but then part of me is like, bro, why are you coming for The Sims? Like, The Sims, my nigga? Like, I did not expect this to hit so close to home. Like, I've seen all this crazy shit happening elsewhere, right? And I'm seeing it. And you know what's crazy? Recently, I was just saying, The Sims is starting to feel not as fun anymore. And I've recently been saying that, and seeing this whole thing happen, I'm really solidifying that thought now. Like, I know The Sims is still fun, but it's been declining. The fun has been declining. You know, the company has been, and now it makes sense why the company was being greedy. And instead of, you know, having everything involved in the game like they used to, now they split everything up into different packs so you could buy it. Like, for example, hot tubs and, you know, built-in stuff. All of these things used to be built in. Like, for example, The Sims 2. Like, we had all these expansion packs that they have and all this game packs. All of that used to just be in the game. Now, Sims 4 became so simplistic that now they put all those things into different packs so you can buy each individual pack. And I'm like, this makes so much sense why they were being fucking greedy. They were in debt. And they were still in debt. And now they sold the company because they want to manage their debt. I mean, that was their only option, okay? Debt is no joke. That was their only options, it seems like. So I get it from a business standpoint. However, this is not gonna be the same. This is crazy. I feel like history is changing right in front of our eyes. Like, I don't know. I feel like history is being made. I feel like things are changing. I feel like this is such a pivotal moment right now, because I never in my life, after years of The Sims being such a popular game, I never would have expected them to sell their company for literally like $55 billion to Trump's son-in-law at that. So I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. But I want to share something, because apparently the employees at The Sims, at EA, at EA have spoken out. This is an anonymous quote from someone at the company, or someone that works at EA. So this person said, Andrew Wilson basically said, F you to all the women and LGBTQ employees at EA with this deal. And another one stated, I'm nervous about what this means in terms of workforce once the deal is closed, as layoffs usually follow these types of accusations. And I agree. We've already seen, I don't know if you guys keep up to date, but there's already been a shit ton of fucking layoffs, right? The economy's in shambles if you're in New York City, right? Everybody, it's crazy. There's a lot of shit that's fucking happening that's fucked up. Election month is near, okay? The media is out of control, okay? You saw what happened with Charlie Kirk, okay? And then on top of that, people trying to harass Black students at HBCUs, even though a whole white man shot Charlie Kirk and assassinated him, but that's another story. There seems to be a race war going on. We're in economic warfare. Trump and his administration is taking over everything. And now The Sims, this is not a coincidence, people. AI is being pushed heavily. Because why? These investors are spending big fucking money on it. Wake up, listen to what the fuck I'm saying. We are in spiritual, economic war. We are really in war, bitch. I won't be surprised if a war actually happens soon down the line. Okay, I would not want that, but I won't be surprised. So you guys, really, this to me, seeing it hit so close to home, to my favorite, one of my favorite games, is astonishing. It's astonishing because I never would have thought this would happen with The Sims. The Sims? The Sims? Out of all places. So if this is happening with The Sims, Jerry just left Ben and Jerry's after 20 plus years of literally growing and building a company. That goes to show you something is happening behind the scenes. His administration is doing something, okay, and maybe bullying these companies. I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to put words in people's mouth, even though I've heard stories. Okay, I've heard stories. Their administration is allegedly really trying to bully people, bully these companies into enforcing their own laws, their own rules, their own everything. But if they refuse, they're going to threaten their money. They're going to threaten their deals. They're going to threaten anything that hurts their pockets. And I'm pretty sure this was happening at Ben and Jerry's, and Jerry decided, I can't stand by this anymore. I'm going to leave. If you want to deal with this, you can deal with it. But basically, you know, he even put out a statement and said that he prides himself on, you know, growing the company, and he prides himself on what Ben and Jerry's stood for: diversity, inclusion, right? He made that be known. And stuff is happening he can't stand for anymore, and he decided to leave. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. And now these same people just bought EA. They just took over EA, and I get it. This EA Sports is really what they're interested in, but but Sims is still a part of EA, right? Sims is still a really big faction, a really big factor of EA, Electronic Arts. So I just want to know how that's going to come into play, what the lady said, or whoever the employee said, with the workforce. You know, all of that's going to change. There's going to be a shit ton of layoffs. Because guess what? If they're incorporating AI into this now, people are getting laid off. Like they just said, they want to incorporate AI to boost profit and have more efficiency. What the fuck do you think that means? They don't want to deal with people. So AI is going to do the work for them, right? They're going to make more fucking money because AI can do it. You don't need people anymore. AI is literally taking people's jobs. And this is why I tell people, you need to learn how to use AI so you can use it to your advantage, because AI is great, but AI can't do everything. AI cannot do everything. And this is just a crazy situation right now. I'm not going to lie to you. So another person anonymously said, it just shows how many people have been collateral this past year for executives to make out rich. Nothing feels great. And we know when the deal closes, it's going to get worse. Bruh. I don't understand why there's an ad playing fucking music on this article right now. Don't piss me off. And we know when the deal closes, it's going to get worse before it gets better, if better is even possible. Someone else from the company anonymously said, those future owners are really not in line with my values and beliefs. So, I mean, it's a lot going on. It's not really looking good right now for The Sims. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what this means. I have no idea how this is gonna look. You know, and I'm gonna read another comment because obviously this was posted like all over social media. So people were commenting, and another comment that I see here is, I'm 30 and this feels like the traumatic end of a long relationship, bitter end to a great ride. I agree. And then someone else said, I could actually cry. Sims 1 had a developer fighting for gay relationships to not be shown in a negative light in the year 2000. From such a progressive game for its time to one of the most inclusive games to being acquired by homophobes and sexists, Will Wright intended the game Will Wright intended the game as satire of capitalism for it to be sold off like this. So incredibly disappointed. EA has been a sellout for a while now, but this is a new low. I agree. I agree. But they were a sellout because they were in debt. They were in debt. They couldn't focus on being the happy-go-lucky game that they once were. They needed to make money. And they clearly weren't that good at making money. This is why EA is in the situation that they're in now. This whole thing has been like crazy news, and I wanted to speak about this because I thought I have to, right? So, I mean, definitely comment your thoughts below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about EA selling their fucking company for $55 million? What do you think about who they sold it to? You know, it's outrageous. The whole thing is outrageous. The whole thing, it feels like a slap in the face because I feel blindsided. Like I'm like, whoa, like what? Ooh, excuse me. But it's just so weird. You know, how do you feel about the employees anonymously speaking out? You know, what the CEO had to say, you know, what the points that were made about, you know, EA not changing overnight and how the CEO is still going to be in charge and all this fake PR friendly shit that they're saying. Oh yeah, the investors won't control the game, but they'll influence it. Whatever the fuck that means. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you also did any research on this and you know, what do you think? What do you think about this whole thing? And it's so funny. I want to add something before I go. It's so funny. These people, they're gamers, right? That play The Sims and, you know, they're popular on YouTube, popular everywhere, and they are EA partners, right? I just think it's so funny that like I see these little posts of them saying, you know, positive things about The Sims and trying to promote it in a way to get people to play. Like It's Me Troy, for example, is a big one. And I saw her post on Instagram about how, oh, when The Sims finally has like built-in hot tubs, indoor pools, whatever. And she was showing all this shit and it looked cute. It looked cute, right? It was a nice UGC social media video. And it's so funny because it says in her hashtags EA partner, but I love to see the comments. And one of the comments was like, oh, but they just have individual packs for this now. It's not like how it used to be. So I'm not fucking with this. Like I'm not for it. And I just think it's so funny how what's going to happen is that the EA partners, because I'm sure they benefit from all of this. They benefit from being an EA partner. I mean, they're getting their bag. I'm not mad at it, but I just think it's funny how they kind of have to reserve how they feel about it because they're partnered with EA. So I just want to know if there are any EA partners out there that are speaking about this and are telling their true feelings about it, and not just saying, oh my God, yeah, I think it's a good thing. I want to know if they're like being honest. But yeah, with that being said, like, let me know what you guys think about it. And I just wanted to update you guys on that really quickly. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I'm out. Toodles.